One concept that I think about quite often, and it kind of guides my decisions in terms of health, wellness, nutrition, where I am now, where I'm going, is I look at the inputs and outputs in my life. If working out, right, for me, I think of as an output. What am I getting rid of? So I look at exercise and sweat is like, all right, cool, I'm getting all the crap out of my body that I don't want, and we'll just call those simply calories. I don't think of it as calories, I just think of it as like, cool, in my mindset, I am burning fat, I am building muscle, I am getting rid of subcellular debris, and that's what in my mind is happening. Whether it's true or not, that's besides the point. But the concept is that that's an opportunity for I'm getting rid of something to now input something that was better than what I was inputting. For example, if yesterday I had a meal that was too rich in certain foods or certain macronutrients that I felt was not making me optimal, and today I had the opportunity to work out, get these things out of my body, and now input something better. So if I want to improve, I want to get this constant goal of improving in some area of my life, I have to make sure that the inputs, what I'm putting into my body after those exercises, is better than what I was doing. And that input could be how much sleep I'm getting, how much stress am I having that day. And it has to improve. You have to keep getting better. We are right now an accumulation of what we've been doing for the past decade. We can make changes starting now that we can evaluate over 30, 60, 90 days. But like, we are an accumulation of what we've been doing, and that's who we are today. So you know what inputs and outputs you've been having. If your output, which is like exercise, if you're not outputting crap, then you're not getting rid of crap. So that means your inputs even have to be even better and even healthier or even less or whatever that's going to be. I look at life as, if I'm going to improve this much every single day, my inputs that I have can't be the same. If I have the same meal for 10 years, how do I expect to get over a plateau? How can I expect to improve unless my outputs are dramatically increasing day by day? But that only leaves me so much time to work out, right? If I work out an hour today and my input is the same as it was yesterday, then tomorrow I have to work out 61 minutes, and then next day 62 minutes, and eventually you can't necessarily output more than you're inputting, if that makes sense, if you're keeping the input stable. So I like to look at life as, all right, my output is going to be kind of stationary. My output is going to be, all right, I'm going to get my one or two workouts in a day. The majority of the time it's one. I'm going to get my 45 minutes output. The intensity of those can only increase by so much, but I feel that the input I can improve on dramatically, and that goes with sleep and that goes with stress. I don't think there's ever a limit to how much restfulness and mindfulness you could have in a day. How much meditation and mindfulness can I have in that 16-hour wake period? And your sleep can only get better as a byproduct of what you're doing to prepare for sleep. Am I looking at electronics before bed? Am I having blue light influence my ability to release melatonin that's needed to release to have a deeper, meaningful sleep? So these are the small tweaks you have in life to have better inputs, because the outputs really aren't vast. You don't really have much opportunity to get rid of the crap that you have. So for me, the outputs are working out in the sauna. I'm not going to be in the sauna for any more than my 25-minute period. I can't be in there for an hour. Eventually, the outputs kind of max out, in my opinion. I'm sure this could be argued if you really dig into the topic. But anyway, think about the decisions that you're making after those good habits. So after that after that awesome exercise class you had, then what are you doing to now get over that plateau? So often I see people coming and working out and nothing is changing, and they want things to change. If you're cool with where you are and your plateau is like, bam, money in the bank, then your inputs and outputs can stay the same until something changes. But if you're on this constant pursuit of growth, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain muscle, if you want to do something, then you can't do the same thing. Obviously, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And I don't want to have people influencing their outputs. I don't want people saying, all right, cool, I'm going to work out 2-3 hours a day. I'm going to do 2-3 sessions, because that's not maintainable. What is maintainable is changing what you're putting into your body after those outputs are already have been used, right? So think about every meal as an opportunity to put in something better than you just burned off. Look at that exercise session as a chance to get rid of the crap that you don't want in your body anymore, and now you have a clean slate, an awesome opportunity to put something better in your body. That's a concept that at least drives me to make better decisions. And then sometimes I sit back and think like, hey, what am I inputting? Why am I staying the same? I don't want to stay the same. I want to look better. I want to lose these extra, this extra pound or two. But what is that driving factor? What am I not manipulating enough? Sorry, I had stuff with that word. And those are the things that I think about. And at least it keeps me centered and it makes me have better decision making. And when you start to get off track, you realize like, hey, these inputs suck. These inputs are really hurting my ability to reach my goals. And then clearly there's reasons why we're allowing those choices to happen, which is outside of this conversation. For me, a lot of things are perspective. If I can have the proper perspective in place, it's easier for me to make rational decisions that I believe in and that can hold me accountable. Hopefully this input-output talk made a little bit of sense. And at that next meal, at that next shopping trip, it's probably better at a shopping trip to say, hey, this is what I'm buying to put in my body this week. And let's see, after a month of just this same input, what am I looking like? How am I feeling? How am I performing? And then you go back to the input. Then you go back to what's in that shopping cart. You go back into how you're sleeping. You go back into the stress that's in your life. And you say, how can I manipulate these things? Because I'm not going to work out any more than I am now. The goal is minimum effective dose. How much can I exercise to get the best result out of it? And a lot of it's because of a lot of it will be influenced by the other decisions that we're making in life that fall outside of what we're doing at the gym. I want to create as much value in your life as possible, and a lot of that is going to take place outside of the hour that I'm with you. You have 23 hours in a day, and I'm exposed to you for 1 hour, and that's probably only 3 or 4 times a week. So that's 4 hours out of the entire week that I have a chance to add value in that moment. Why am I not adding value on the other hours of your day, and how come you're not seeking that value? I guess is the bigger question.